oh my people, do we have a lot to discuss? A lot has gone on. Yeah, cue the intro.
Don't know how I'm here, and it's you that I want to need. Feel your heartbeat, feel somewhere you're looking good. Feel your heartbeat, feel somewhere you're looking good.
Hey, people. Welcome back to the Chelsea Ladies Show. This is episode 13, guys. Can you actually believe it? We're on episode 13.
Crazy.
But literally around like episode 8 or 9, we were all just cussing and screaming and thinking just, oh, this is going to be a miserable season. Now look at us. We're smiling. We're happy. Like, how are we all feeling? How are we doing? Like, I know Charles bursting, so Beth, I'm going to come to you. How have you been? How's this week been? How's everything going? How do you feel?
I feel absolutely amazing. I think on top of that performance on Wednesday, we got a really favourable draw in the Champions League, and I couldn't be happier, honestly.
I'm going to get such good news. I don't know if I need to ask, but how are you doing?
I'm fabulous. As Sharpay would say, I want fabulous. Let me tell you. I'm telling you now, I am happy. Let me tell you. There's gonna be no ranting today. The only ranting I'm gonna be doing is dissing Spurs, because that I enjoy. Now, apart from that, I'm in a fab mood. I am so happy. This grin is like the Cheshire Cat, man. I am grinning from ear to ear. I have never felt happiness like this. I thought I felt happiness when we beat Atletico Madrid. And then today happens. I've never been happier in my life.
It's been a really good week. This is what I'm saying.
Fabulous.
Now we're coming to the end of the week. It almost kind of rules out that Leeds result. But before we get into it, guys, as usual at G&A TV, we always try to bring you exclusivity. We always try to bring you the hottest people in the game right now. Yeah, representing the ladies, guys. Our first guest. You may have seen her on the First 11. You may have seen her on Sarcasm City. You've seen her here and there and everywhere. It's Rachel, everybody.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me on.
So, for those of you guys who don't know, Rachel is a Manchester United fan. Rachel has some excellent footballing views and opinions, and yeah, can't wait to hear what you think about the draw and Manchester United and how this week has gone. How you doing, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm not bad. It's been busy with uni and going on different streams. It's been a lot of fun. So looking forward to this stream here. And thank you for having me on.
Listen, we are happy to have you here, honoured even. So that brings me on to our next guest. You've probably seen her here and there about, you know, she's not from our side of the ocean. But we love her nonetheless. She may not support Chelsea, but we love her nonetheless. It's Jessica, everybody.
Yay!
I'm glad you guys still love me, even though I'm like from America and I support Arsenal. I mean, I'm sure that's like a double whammy for you guys, but thank you for including me. I feel so special.
You're teaching me patience.
I'm really trying with you. I'm really trying with you.
It's about time we had you on the ladies show, and Rachel too. I've been really looking forward to getting two amazing ladies, although they might be rival fans, people. But these ladies know their football, okay? And without further ado, guys, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about the UEFA Champions League and the Europa League draws, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's worked out pretty well. And I'm really interested to see, because of the semi-final draw as well, there's a strong possibility that we could have those big clashes, those big ties towards the semi-finals and finals, and we could potentially have English teams in the Champions League and the Europa League finals. So I'm going to come to you, Rachel, first, because let's talk about Manchester United's draw in the Europa League. How do you feel about that? What do you rate your chances as? And of course, talk to me about how you feel the performance went against AC Milan.
Happy about the draw. Think it's a good tie for us. Glad we avoided Arsenal. So looking forward to potentially meeting them in the final, hopefully, if we can both make it there. Performance against AC Milan yesterday, bit of a mixed bag for me, really. Thought the first half was horrendous. Poor passing from just about everyone on the pitch. They just didn't know. It's like they didn't know how to play football for 45 minutes. It's horrible to watch. But, you know, our boy Paul Pogba made an instant impact. He was fantastic when he came on. I don't think a lot of the players stepped up as much as some people said they did, but Paul Pogba was brilliant when he came on, held up the ball well, just ran past people like they weren't there, otherwise they'd have to foul him, scored a good goal. I thought he was excellent when he came on. I was really happy. And our defence was brilliant as well. Our defence was very, very good yesterday. So I was very happy with that as well.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, for me, yeah, it's that first half was just, I have to agree, it was quite abysmal to watch. But Jess, I want to come to you. How do you feel about your team's draw, Arsenal, and how do you rate your chances? Because obviously, of course, you guys lost to Olympiacos. I know the team was rotated with West Ham in mind, but how do you feel about the draw? Talk to me about the performances. I know you lost, but do you still rate your chances?
Well, I was telling you guys just before the stream that as soon as they pulled out Granada and then they pulled out Manchester United, I was like, yes, because that meant that we didn't get them. I didn't care who we got after that. I really didn't. I just wanted us to be on kind of like opposite sides, you know, so there was a chance that we could meet up in the final. I know that Twitter would probably melt down, the internet would probably melt down if Manchester United and Arsenal had to play each other, but I think it's almost like it has to happen. Like that would be the best. Obviously, if both of us get there. But I think ultimately, like you said that we rotated, but to me, even with a rotated squad, we shouldn't have lost control of the game the way that we did. It just smacks of a poor mentality from our side, in my opinion, which I think is really a big problem that we need to, you know, fix soon if we think we're going to get anywhere in the league or even win the Europa League. I personally think we have a really good chance. And again, it'll be another opportunity to get into the Champions League against a team that is probably already going to be qualified for the Champions League, which that happened obviously against Chelsea and we didn't get it done, you know. So if it does happen and we get to the final, I would expect us to have more urgency and we should be freaking desperate because this is going to be our chance to get there and kind of skip a couple steps because I don't think we can qualify next season. You know, I mean, we're really a Europa League team right now, you know, so it'll be our best chance of skipping the line. We don't have the finances of you guys or Manchester United. So without Champions League and even without European competition, which is a big possibility, we could be looking at more Willians coming knocking at the Emirates, you know, so more free transfers. So, you know, we'll see. But I really do rate our chances. I think we would do well in a one-off against Manchester United if they got there. And anybody else, I think we could take them too. So, yeah, I'm happy.
Amazing. And the thing is, I'm going to come back to you on something as well, because I also want to get you guys' opinions on the rival draws as well. So what you guys think about some of the other draws and what we think of some of the other draws as well. But of course, I want to start on a positive note because at the end of the day, guys, all of our teams are through. So I want us to talk about how we feel about our draws. So, Beth, I'm going to come to you. After an emphatic win midweek, the week just gets better because we end up drawing Porto, of course. Thoughts?
I was so happy. I was absolutely convinced we were going to get Bayern Munich or PSG. I was absolutely convinced Man City would get Porto, like they always do, like get the nice little easy team, and I couldn't be happier. I was watching the draw earlier, and when they pulled out Chelsea after Porto, I actually screamed. I was so happy. I don't like that everyone's sort of saying we're the like favourites of that side though. I don't like being that. I want to be the one that no one thinks is going to win it. But I don't see ourselves like as the favourites personally, but I know a lot of people are really excited about it. I sort of prefer being like the underdog and going through like that, but I couldn't be happier with the draw.
I mean, Charlotte, I don't really need to introduce you. Have at it.
I mean, firstly, we are not underdogs. People just underestimate us. There's a difference. There is a difference to being. We are dark horses. I like to call ourselves dark horses. We don't use the word like. No, we're not the underdogs. No.
I like that. It's more fun.
No. We are the dark horses that have come sweep through and take the Champions League off everybody. Bye. See you later. I'm so happy. I'm gonna tell you now, like we are capable of beating Porto. We've already beaten Liverpool, so if we get Liverpool, it's not really a big deal again. We've already beaten them once this year, so we might as well do it a second time. Tick that off our list. Beat Liverpool twice this year. I mean, Real Madrid, like if Hazard's playing, I'll just tick that off my list too. Send him back to Spain. See you later. Bye. And like, I'm not saying we should underestimate any of these teams. All I'm saying is that we are capable. Like I'll even take the blame for this. When we got Atletico Madrid, everybody was like, ha ha ha, biggest joke. All the rival fans are like, ha ha, you're out. And also, thank you, Jordan. Thank you. See, Beth, your friend thinks that I'm right. Yeah. Just to clarify, like, I'm like, everyone thought that we were going to get kicked out of Vertigo. Even I was worried. But second leg, man, first 5-10 minutes, I was like, yeah, this is a walk in a... It's not even a walk in a park. It's a casual stroll. We casually strolled through Atletico Madrid. We didn't... Like, we didn't even have to jog. We didn't even break a sweat. We was just casually strolling. I mean, they really didn't give us much. They didn't give us much fight. I thought they was going to come at us. I thought they was going to attack us. I thought that, like, we were going to fight this. But, I mean, I thought they were going to come up with a huge fight. And I thought, shit, they're going to come at us. Like, we need to be prepared. But, I mean, man, like, it didn't even... Nothing happens. Suarez was subbed off in the 60th minute. See you later. The only good thing about that is he couldn't bite anybody. Results. Like, apart from that, there was nothing good about him. Like, my team was tactically better. My team wanted it more. Like, Atletico just looked dead ass. I'm so happy. And then with this draw as well, like, this draw, Prime, no, Prime. You know what?
Classic
do you know
Prime.
what? I'm not even playing. We are capable, like if we wanted to, we are capable of beating PSG or Bayern Munich. We are capable. Whether we do or not is a different story. But we are capable of it. I mean, we are. I'm saying this with chest now. We're making it to Champions League final. Done. Said it. I say it with chest. Champions League final, here we come.
Well, it's clear that Charles clearly highly rates our chances as well. But I want to kind of see what a rival fan thinks about Chelsea. Okay. After what I believe was a fantastic performance against Atletico Madrid, at times I was wondering how the game only ended 2-0 with the amount of chances created and, missed chances. I thought, ZH stepped up, the balls he was putting through. Timo is Timo, but again, positive performance as well. Kai Havertz, Kante, phenomenal. But during Porto and then the road to the semi-finals and the finals, so if we get past Porto, facing either Real Madrid or Liverpool, the winners from that round, and then if we somehow get past that, then we'd be in the final. Rachel, I'm going to come to you. Do You rate Chelsea's chances. Do you really think Tuchel has this team performing the way they need to perform to compete in a tournament like the Champions League? Do you think, like Charles said, like some people are saying, we are the dark horses of the competition?
No, I actually think the dark horses are going to be Liverpool. I think they're going to surprise people. I'm not going to lie, I do. I think that for me, I think Manchester City are
right
favourites.
I just have to say that.
Sorry.
I think Man
Belgium
City are
fans love you right now.
Yeah, I think Manchester City are favourites for the Champions League. I know they've made a few mistakes the last few years. Pep sort of tweaked the team and sort of overthought the team that he's going to play. His team selections have been a bit dodgy. But I think the thing about Manchester City this season is that they're actually a more complete team. So they may not be better offensively in terms of like the players that they have and how they played in previous seasons. But I think because they're more complete, they're actually more solid at the back, defensively stable, less chance of them making defensive mistakes on silly errors. I think they're the favourites. But from Chelsea's point of view, I think Tuchel's getting them. They're playing well and they look solid as well. I think you do have a creativity issue against better teams. It might come back to bite you, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna not make it to the final. You obviously everyone has a chance of making it to the final, but I think you do have a creativity issue personally, and it might bite you in the ass later. We just have to see.
I like Rachel.
Yes, Jess, you're not my favourite person right now.
Like a true Manchester United fan. There's going to be a lot of love for you here, Rachel, I'm sure. Yes. What do you think? And try and be objective.
I am. I think that if I have my rival hat on, I would say that Atleti didn't show up and you guys got lucky, but that's not what happened. Tuchel, I've been telling Charlotte from the very beginning, as soon as you guys, got rid of Lampard, that the scariest thing for the league and for rival fans was you guys with all that talent and somebody that could use it. Now you guys have that. Defensive solidity is really, really good with you guys. You're really, really hard to break down. But I agree with Rachel that there is a sense of missing chances, not creating enough chances, not scoring goals. Those are things that need to improve, in order for you to win this tournament. But I think defensive solidity has you guys in a position where you can make it to the final. I wouldn't be shocked if you got there. I expect you to beat Porto, unless you just completely fall apart. But I stand by what I said, and I really think that Manchester City is going to win the Champions League. This is their time. It's their, if they bottle it this time, I don't know, because they just have literally the best squad, and then if it's not them, for me, it's Bayern Munich. I still think mentality plays a big part of the teams, even if they're not as good as they were last season, knowing how to win makes a difference. Being there before makes a difference, so I still think it'll be one or the other, but you guys have a really good chance of making it to the final. And I hope you don't win if you get there.
I'm sorry. This is coming from the woman who supports a London team that hasn't actually won a Champions League. Like, come and have a conversation with me when you've won a Champions League. Because let me tell you, Chelsea actually know what it's like to lift the Champions League. We know what it's like, and let me tell you now, Bayern Munich aren't making it to the final. They're not even making it to the semi-finals.
I'm sorry, Charlotte. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I really didn't. I'm just telling the truth.
I think the favourites for the final will be Bayern Munich and Real Madrid now. Everyone's sort of
PSG are going to beat Bayern Munich. Fact. I state that with chest. And you know why? It's a rematch of the final last year. Who wants it more? The PSG players who didn't turn up in the final, got absolutely beaten by Bayern Munich and need redemption, or the Bayern Munich who won it last year and think they're still champions? Let me tell you now, PSG are gunning. Pochettino has to win a trophy this season. I mean, he hasn't won a trophy yet. Technically, he has won a trophy, but Tuchel did most of the work. Let's be realistic. Tuchel did 98% of the work. He had 3 matches and he's got a trophy to his name. Cool story. Like, and what? You did nothing tactically to help this team. Like, don't come at me, hon. Also, like, if you're looking between, but the difference between Bayern Munich and PSG is PSG are on this new coach vibe. You have to remember that. Just like Chelsea are on this new coach vibe, they have a new manager that Bayern Munich don't. Like, and I think PSG are gonna want redemption. Like, I genuinely think they're gonna come gunning for Bayern. I really do, because they have something to prove now. Yet Bayern Munich proved it last season when they won the Champions League, whereas PSG didn't. So, and also, right now, I think PSG are performing a little bit better.
I mean, yeah. Well, just in time, guys, we are joined by Sophia.
Hey.
Yay!
Sorry, one of the fuses decided to go and my internet went and I was just like, why?
Great.
Listen, trust me, in these COVID times, we've been there, guys. We all know about how my Wi-Fi has misbehaved on numerous occasions in the past. So trust me, we've all been there. But Sophia, you caught us at a perfect moment, because so we were just going through our opinions on the Champions League draw, getting some thoughts from Jess and Rachel, who support United and Arsenal. Obviously, their opinions spoken like true rival fans, but obviously you're a Chelsea lady like the rest of us. So, what do you think about the draw, and what do you think about our chances of actually possibly going all the way and winning this Champions League now?
I'm actually glad that we got Porto, but the way kind of everyone's reacting, they're really kind of playing them down, and I really don't want to play them down because, you know, I mean, they knocked out Juventus. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's going to be like an easy game we can just, you know, swiftly go through. But I'm glad we got them, definitely. But fingers crossed, hopefully it'll be an easy game. But you never know in days of football.
How are we bigging up Juventus? How are we bigging up Juventus right now? I'm sorry, they've got a manager. They've done a Frank Lampard. They've given Pirlo his dream job without any experience, and we're bigging up Juve. Sorry, Ronaldo didn't turn up, and we're still bigging up Juve. Their team didn't turn up, and we're still bigging up Juve. Sorry, they're not a big team at the minute. They're not going to win anything this season, and Pirlo's not going to have a job at the end of the season. So facts. I love Pirlo as a footballer. Just like to clarify that. I love Pirlo as a footballer, but as a manager, he's fucking shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, some of these ties, again, they work so favorably for us, but obviously we want to talk about an interesting tie that I do want to get all of your thoughts and opinions on as well. So that's the PSG and Bayern Munich draw, obviously, because that just means two of the so-called favourites have now come up against each other. That means one of them is definitely going out. And I don't know. I see strengths and weaknesses in both teams, to be honest. This is, of course, an excellent Bayern Munich team. We cannot fault them. But I don't think they have the same lethal edge that they did last season as well. And PSG, I mean, this is what they've always wanted. This is what they've always wanted. Same as City, they've really, really, really want to win the Champions League, and they're desperate for it. And they've made all the changes to try and get there. So I really want to know where you guys think this tie lies. Rachel, I'm going to come to you first.
It's difficult, to be honest, because Bayern Munich have the experience of making it through these kind of ties, even if they're not playing well, a sign of champions. PSG don't have a very good track record. I know they got to the final last season, but they're not very good at managing two-legged ties, and they haven't been since we've seen them come up through the Champions League quite often. They don't know how to manage games. So when they're winning in the first leg and then they go into the second leg, they tend to go. They're not very good at just maintaining possession, keeping the ball, and like just sort of not going for the attack so often without leaving space in behind. They're not very good at that. They don't manage games very well. So if they can do that against Bayern Munich, I think they have a very, very good chance of going through. But whether they will do that is a different thing. And I think a lot of it comes down to certain players playing, like Verratti. If he's fit, he's a massive plus for them. He's a fantastic midfielder. He can do everything, and he's just perfect in their midfield. If he's not playing, I don't see. I know they have Mbappe and Neymar and all those sort of players, but in terms of game management, those two players aren't instrumental in that. It's the midfield that you have to look at, and without Verratti and their controlling things, I think it's very, very difficult for PSG to manage both legs. I think Bayern Munich have a very good chance of still going through, personally.
Yeah, I mean, Jess, do you agree? Do you disagree?
I'm telling you guys, experience plays a huge part in whether you're playing well or not. If you've been in that position before and you've gotten positive results, a lot of times it just kicks in. Bayern Munich have basically been coasting this entire season. They're still at the top of the Bundesliga. They've let in more goals, but they still have Lewandowski, like, who's the most lethal striker in Europe. It's not going to be that easy for PSG to go through. I know that Mbappe is an amazing player, but if he's not there and Neymar does a Neymar, then what do you really have? The midfield, as Rachel's already said, is almost non-existent with Pereira. I think his name is like Pereira and Idrissa Gueye. These are, they're good players, but are they going to be able to beat out Goretzka and Kimmich and players like this? I just don't see it. And Bayern Munich's depth is so much superior to PSG's, so it's going to be a tough two-legged tie. I think whoever wins that is going to have a really good chance of, getting further in the tournament, but I give it to Bayern Munich 110%. I believe that they'll kick it into gear. And I like PSG. Bayern Munich to me is superior in so many ways.
I mean, yeah. Personally, I have to agree. Beth, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think this game might be closer than most people anticipate?
I think it'll be close, but I still think that Bayern Munich are going to go through. PSG do have something to prove, but Bayern Munich are just like robotic at the moment, I think. I mean, they're in a bit of a different form, I believe. I don't really watch the German league that much, but they're just a great team, and I think that they're the ones that are going to make it through to the final from that side of the groups. Personally.
So, can you see PSG, Pochettino possibly causing an upset, or do you think Bayern just have too much for them?
You know what? Like, Rachel's right when she says Bayern Munich have depth. They really do. But I don't think we can judge a game on. Look at this season. Did you expect Juve to be out of this at this stage of the competition? No. Answer is no. Did you expect half these teams to be out? Did you expect some of the results we've had in the Premier League this season? No. You really didn't. When Liverpool finished as champions, did you expect them to absolutely bottle this season? No, you really didn't. So
you're still salty from last season. That's what it is. That's why you don't think Bayern Munich is going to win. I'm trying to figure out, where is this coming from? You're still salty.
You know what? I'm not. I don't. I just think that when you're looking at a match and you see who actually wants it more, PSG do. Bayern Munich won it last season. Like, they won it. Like, they don't have to prove anything. PSG have something more to prove. They really do.
They've always had something to prove, and they've bottled it every single time. So
I know, but they have a new manager as well. But I think it's different when you have a new manager. You're on the upward rise of a new manager, and you also have something to prove. I'm not saying that PSG are absolutely going to annihilate Bayern Munich. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, though, I believe that if you have Mbappe, if you have like Neymar on form, you have Icardi on form, you have Moise Kean on form, like
Moise Kean.
That's better than Lewandowski,
And I'm not saying it, but if you have, Lewandowski is one of their best players. Period. End of. But just because Bayern Munich are the better team doesn't mean the better team's going to win. Sorry, it doesn't mean that, and I'm going to be the horrible one now, because it doesn't. It doesn't mean that the best team's going to win. Hasn't been all this season. So, as far as I'm concerned, if PSG, the problem is PSG are capable. If they put their mind to it and they turned the hell up, yeah, I know, Perlo. Okay, cool story. But I think that if PSG put their mind to it and turn up and come at them with the right tactics, they can beat them. I don't think that's up for debate. I don't think we're saying that they can't beat them. I think it's going to be tight, but I think PSG are going to take it, and I don't think they're going to take it by. I think it's going to be like a last minute goal, second leg, and it's PSG done. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting ties that have come up. And talking of interesting ties, usually at this stage, we know that a certain team that's known for qualifying quite recently always tend to bottle it. And of course, I'm talking about Manchester City. And
Oh, I thought you meant Spurs.
I'm going to come to you. We'll get there. Yeah. I'm going to come to you, Rachel, because obviously you're a Man United fan and City are naturally your rivals. So what do you think it is when it comes to quarterfinals, especially when it comes to Champions League? Is it that they just really want this trophy so bad? Pep just gets to the stage and it's the mentality that just shines through in the end? Is it that they're overthinking it? What are your thoughts? And obviously they've drawn Borussia Dortmund's chances. Can they finally do it?
Yeah, I think they're favourites. As I said before, I think in the previous seasons, Pep's always had more of an emphasis on the attack. He's never really sorted out Manchester City's defensive deficiencies. I think he's done that this season, which makes them more complete. I think when you get to like the later stages of the Champions League, in order to be able to manage a game over two legs, you need your defense to be quite solid. And he hasn't had that. Now, I know they were unlucky against Spurs, like very, very unlucky. But I think this season, more complete team, still playing the same sort of football, but without leaving spaces in behind for teams to punish them. I think they have a very, very good chance of winning it. I hate it, but I would rather they won it than Liverpool. So, yeah.
Yeah, Jess, what do you think? Is this the year that City finally face their demons?
If it's not this season, then it won't ever happen. This is going to be their best chance. This is the best team that they've ever had, in my opinion, because as Rachel's already, I love Rachel. She speaks so much sense. This is the most complete team that they've had, and if you can't score on them and they just batter you the way that they can, it only takes 10 minutes for them to completely put you out of the game. They're really, really dangerous. And I think they have the motivation as well, just within that team, because they know that they bottled it so many times. This is the season for them. And I have no dog in that fight. So, I don't mind if they win it. I kind of like watching them play. So if they win, they win. But if they don't win it this season, there's real questions about what are they doing, because this is the best chance that I think that they have, even though they're on the harder side of the perceived harder side of, the table in that respect, but I think they'll win it. I still think they'll win it.
Sophia, I'm going to ask you, do you think somehow if City do manage to progress past Borussia Dortmund and finally overcome their quarterfinal nightmare, if they say come up against Borussia Dortmund and then come up against Bayern Munich in the semi-final, do you think this is the team that can potentially test them? This is the team that would, if any, have a chance of knocking out this City team?
Well, like you said, City, they just don't show up in Europe. So honestly, I really don't think that they're going to be, they're not going to advance past Dortmund, especially with Haaland. But I think Bayern Munich probably do have the best chance of winning it. They're just like completely unstoppable. So I don't know. I would say that one's tricky to call, but it's not, because City just bottle it. So I mean, Bayern are just unstoppable against like anyone.
I mean, I can't disagree. I mean, patterns. Pay attention to patterns, guys. Pay attention to patterns. Beth, thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think Man City bottling the Champions League goes hand in hand with Tottenham bottling everything come March. So I don't think Man City are going to go through. Like, I do think they've got an incredible squad this year and they're doing really well. But I think it's going to be something that's just like on their backs and it's going to be like bothering them and like, it's going to get in their heads. That's how I see it. And I still think that, like I said from that side, I think Bayern Munich are my favourites to go through to the final. But yeah.
So, City, are they getting past Borussia Dortmund? Do you agree with everybody, or are you going to side with Sophia? Because personally, I kind of agree with Sophia. I actually think I'll get to me afterwards. But what do you think? Do you think they're going to get past Dortmund, or
do you know what? I'd like to see City not bottle it again, just because it's City and seeing City bottle it. It's kind of entertaining, but it's kind of not. However, when you have Haaland, I'm sorry. Can you imagine Haaland against John Stones? You might as well just call the goal police, because let me tell you, sorry, I can't. Logically, I'm not saying Dortmund don't have problems, but if you look at Dortmund's front line and you look at City's front line, it's a little bit of a difference. Just a little bit.
Dortmund can't defend, Charlotte. They can't defend at all.
I'm getting onto that. Let me get onto that.
I'll let you land.
I'm just talking about the front three at the minute, like, and you're like trying to like skip the front three. I'm like, let me enjoy Haaland for a few more seconds. Let me just enjoy Haaland for a few more seconds. However, yeah, they can't defend for shit. They really can't. Their defense. Their defense is like a chocolate teapot. You go into Primark and you buy a chocolate teapot. You put boiling water in it, it melts. At least with Man City's defense, you go into somewhere like it's not Harrods worthy, it's Selfridges worthy. So you go into like Selfridges, you buy a teapot and you pour it and it stays stable. So for me, the problem is Dortmund can't defend, but they attack really, really well. Like when Haaland, they know how to get a goal. I see City getting this. I really see City taking this on the fact that Dortmund's defence, all it takes is for Dortmund to make another mistake in their defensive area for a goal to happen, and then it's City's. And City, this is the problem. If City wanted in the first leg to get that first goal, they can defend. They can defend all they want. Dortmund can't defend. They can't. You might as well just like buy a chocolate. My dog would be a better defender than their lot. Let's be realistic. My dog, Bruno, would be a fabulous job. He would do a fabulous job. I'm telling you now, he would be fabulous. So I'm going to say City on the fact that my dog could probably own their defence and be better at it.
Right. So I want to come to each and every one of you guys because there is still, one more irrelevant English team, left in the Champions League. And of course, I'm talking about Liverpool. It's been very, very, very disappointing in the league, in the Premier League. It's arguably been one of the worst title defenses in history. The drop from the top to the bottom has been hard for Liverpool, but the European performances remain pretty good, pretty decent, pretty dominant as well. Is it the fact that they've just come up against weaker opposition? Is it the fact that Liverpool do still have that European magic left in them? Can we still count them as a threat, or should we not rule them out? I want to hear your thoughts. Rachel, I'm going to come back to you first.
I think with Liverpool, I think that the fact that teams don't press them as highly in the Champions League helps them a lot compared to, say, the Premier League. So they get a bit more time on the ball. Like Thiago looks a lot better in the Champions League because he's not being closed down quickly and he gets to play his own game in the midfield. So that helps them a lot. I think the draw against Real Madrid is actually a really good one for them. I don't think Real Madrid are very good at the moment, and they've got a crap ton of injuries, at the moment. So I think Liverpool will go through against Real Madrid. I think they'll probably face you guys in the next round. I think it's going to be Liverpool versus Chelsea if they both win their games, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Yeah. So I think they're going to face you guys in the next round. I think Liverpool will be okay. Honestly, I think because they don't have anything to fight for, like they're not gonna qualify for the Champions League. They're not going to get top four. I don't think they want the Europa League. I don't think they're even going to get it. So the Champions League is what they're going to be fighting for, and they're going to really fight for that one. But hopefully, I think their players are actually coming back as well, aren't they? I think a couple of people are. I think Van Dijk's actually, is he training or is he just like going through his rehabilitation stage? If they get a couple of players back by the end of the season, it could be a problem.
At the moment, really.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a problem in the Champions League. But yeah, again, hopefully, I don't want them to win it either. So yeah.
I mean, Jess, same question. Can this battered Liverpool side progress past this possibly also equally battered Real Madrid side?
They're terrible, honestly.
Real Madrid is poor. So yes, I think so. Even this rank Liverpool side can get past this Real Madrid side. I mean, the thing about Liverpool is like I've even forgotten that they're in the Champions League because they've been so poor. But I think because a lot of the emphasis is on Manchester City and Chelsea and that kind of thing, they can kind of just, ease their way in this competition without a lot of, emphasis on them. Again, like if exactly what Rachel said, if they can get a couple of injured players back in the squad, then they'll probably be a lot better. Jota's already back. That takes a lot of the pressure off of Mane and Salah and Firmino because they've been struggling. And this is the only thing that they're really fighting for. So I expect them to, really go after it. And I would expect to see Chelsea and Liverpool in that semifinal, and then we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, they can get past Real Madrid. I mean, Real Madrid looks, they look bad.
Yeah, and it looks like, the fraudulence that we did in managing to get 110 mil for Eden Hazard, only for him to literally just be occupying the injury bed, seems to be working in our favor because it looks like he possibly won't be there. Do you think that's going to make a difference, Sophia, him, Hazard being there or not?
To be fair, not really. I mean, he's just gone so many games just not playing and being on the bench. But I mean, the one that you just have to look out for is Benzema, because he'll just smash in a goal just like that. So me personally, I'm hoping Real Madrid beat Liverpool. But that's just me because I hate Liverpool, and I'm not saying Real Madrid deserve it more. I just don't Liverpool, so hopefully Real Madrid smash them.
Yeah, can you see Liverpool possibly going all the way in this competition? I mean, it does seem to be the only thing they have left to fight for.
I don't think so, no. I think they just want the season to end. They just have nothing going for them anymore. They just have no fight or passion or anything left anymore. So I think they're just nah, just leave it, just start again fresh next season.
Sophia, this is why we missed you. Your hardcore opinions.
There's my cat.
I absolutely love it. Beth, what are your thoughts? Liverpool up against Real Madrid. Is this all or nothing for them? Are they going to try and do what they did this season that they won the Champions League?
Right. I feel a little bit differently about this than Rachel and Jess do. I genuinely think that Liverpool are going to struggle against Real Madrid because their defence has been awful. And as we know, Karim Benzema loves a Champions League goal. Oh my God. is like a magnet to it. Like, he scores every game. I'm pretty sure every game I've ever watched Real Madrid have played in the Champions League, I'm pretty sure Benzema's had a goal. I think they did really well against Leipzig, but I also think that they didn't play the real Leipzig in a way. Leipzig have been a bit lackluster. Was it the manager said he was leaving? Was that them? I don't remember. But I don't think they played Leipzig at their strongest, which made them look a bit better. And I think Real Madrid have, they're on a 9-game unbeaten run, I think. They've won most of those as well. I think a couple of draws. So they're on a bit of an incline now. Liverpool I think they've won their last two. I don't know. They could be on an incline, but you haven't got enough evidence for that yet. I think they're going to struggle against Real Madrid, and I think Real Madrid are going to go through to the semi-final, to be honest.
Interesting. I love it. So I feel like us Chelsea ladies, we kind of were of similar state of mind.
I hope they don't go through. I don't want them.
I don't really want Liverpool progress.
No one wants them to go through, but I just have a feeling they will.
What? Say that again, Rachel?
I said no one wants them to go through unless they're Liverpool fans, of course. Like, everyone sort of hates Liverpool, which is ironic because a few years ago everyone sort of loved Liverpool apart from United. But I still think they will go through.
You guys had to explain it to me yesterday of where the Liverpool hate comes from, because I've been in my own world, so I don't know any Liverpool fans to hate them. You know,
I'm a United fan. It's just
I know it's like a United thing. You know, but all I care about is Man United and Spurs. As long as, you know, those are our only rivals, really. I don't really care about Liverpool. You know,
I think this comment nicely sums it up, basically. It nicely sums it up. Charles, I'm gonna come to you. Liverpool threat or no? Real Madrid threat or no? Are they equally as bad? Thoughts?
Charlotte said you guys are going to the finals. She don't care about them at all.
Just to clarify, Liverpool have done this to themselves. Liverpool have done this to themselves. They've put like
you from a Liverpool fan, by the way.
Yeah, like you can't. I'm sick and tired of everyone trying to justify Liverpool's poor playing or that they've got players back, so it's going to get better. I don't give a shit if you've got players missing or not. Injuries are not an excuse. End of discussion. Let me tell you something now. They still have good players. They still have decent players. They still have Salah. They still have Mane, but they're not turning up. They're not turning up. But they can turn up in the Champions League, but they can't turn up in the Premier League. Okay, and what? I have no excuses for players that can light switch it. If you can turn it on and off your performance, and Liverpool are doing that, they've won one Wolves game and everyone's like, yeah, we've got to win in the Premier League. Like, congratulations, it's about time. We're only nearly at the end of the season. Like, congratulations. Like, well done. What do you want from me? A chocolate coin? No, I'm not giving you that. I'm sick and tired. Like, just because they have injuries, I don't think it's going to make them any better. Virgil van Dijk's still shit. Everyone's just seeing that Trent Alexander-Arnold is overrated. Virgil van Dijk's overrated. Half the players on the pitch are overrated. I'm just going to rip into Liverpool right now. Klopp's been found out, and I think Klopp's going to leave at the end of the season, which is a result for everybody. I don't think Klopp's happy, and I think he'll leave on his own accord before he's sacked. Do I think Real Madrid are going to beat Liverpool? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes, I do. I'm telling you why now. Like, how can you tell me, like, that Liverpool... No, I can't justify how people are trying to say that Liverpool are going to beat Real Madrid. Yes, Real Madrid haven't that been good. How are we comparing Liverpool season to Real Madrid season? Compare them. Look at them. All I'm going to say is a couple of things. 7-2 Aston Villa. 6. They've decided to create a new record. They've broken records for like the longest time that they've been unbeaten at Anfield, and then they decide to break it for the longest time beaten at Anfield. Like, they decided to break both, but they've never ever in Liverpool's career have they ever Since Liverpool's created, they've never, ever, ever, ever lost 6 games in a row consistently from like one game like to Anfield. So how are you telling me like at least Real Madrid aren't breaking their own records at losing? Like, come on, man! Like Benzema, like he's getting a goal or two. I don't know. He's probably going to get one in both legs. The man's getting like, nah. I'm sorry. Like all it takes is for Liverpool to not turn up. Or the pressure on Liverpool to get too much and their players absolutely flop it like mermaids out of water, like, like no, let me tell you now, these people are going down. I'm telling you, I don't want Liverpool again. Like, we've already beaten them. Why do I need to justify beating them again? We've already beaten them. Like, why do I need to justify beating them again? I don't. Like, I don't need to justify beating them again. However,
Wait, hold on, Charles. Hold on. Because I want you to save this energy that you have for this last section, right? Because there's this bit and then one more section before we sign off.
I am gonna have to go at 9.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to like get through this quite quickly. So very quickly, I want to ask you guys your thoughts and opinions on, of course, Spurs doing the Spurs and crashing out. Jess, I want to come to you first because obviously being an Arsenal fan, Spurs are your natural rivals. How good did that feel?
I mean, it feels amazing considering we didn't have a chance to win the North London Derby. Apparently, they're so good and we're so bad that we weren't going to be able to score a goal. Son, Kane, and Bale were going to tear us apart, even though we have a better defense than them on paper. Like, we had absolutely no chance. Then we waxed them in the North London Derby, and then they go out after being 2 goals up against Zagreb or something like that. 3-0, pathetic. Joe Hart had his social media manager said that they won the game and had to come out with like a statement of patheticness. Like, everything about them is pathetic. And like, this is exactly what they get for trying to take the shortcut. They have to rebuild that squad. It's over. You have to rebuild. It's time to start over. They tried to take a shortcut and stay relevant by bringing in Jose Mourinho. They brought in a dinosaur that doesn't adapt. He doesn't change. His ego is ridiculous. And now they're in a mess, so they're not going to qualify for Champions League. They're out of Europa League. Even if they find a way to beat Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, good for you. Like, that's still nothing, so they're in a really bad position and I love watching it. Like, this is exactly what you guys get. You were bumping your gums and now look, you're out. You're out. So I'm happy about it. I'm done.
I love it. Rachel, thoughts?
You know what? I thought that Mourinho was going to stink his way to the final of the Europa League. Typical Mourinho sort of performances. But it was really amusing yesterday, actually, because I was on I think I was on a stream with Bobs at the time, Bits and Bobs, and when I saw it, it was like 1-0, and I was like, okay, that will be interesting. Then it was 2-0, and it was extra time, and then it was 3-0, and I was like, holy, this is a disgusting flop with the players they had on the pitch. I didn't see the game, but if they really did what they did against Arsenal and just sat back against Dynamo Zagreb, oh my, that is shocking behavior, like genuinely shocking, because this isn't a team that they have a couple of decent players, but they're not a team you should be afraid of. Like, you've got Bale, Kane, Son on the pitch, and you're telling me that you're going to be afraid of that team. That's disgraceful. It really, really is. And yeah, great for a bit of laugh, so it was great.
I mean, Sophia, how did that make you feel?
Spurs bottling it is like one of the best things ever. Just made my night. Just all the Spurs fans that just talk shit, and then after the game it's like, oh, where have they all gone? It's great. Mourinho is starting to get like a bit of a fraud, to be fair.
No, you see, this is why I wanted to save this towards the end of the show, so we could all finish like on a high, like we could all smile about something that we could all have in common. Beth, Spurs doing a Spursy move.
Go ahead, Beth. Do you think?
I don't know why I thought that Jose Mourinho was going to solve their problems. Their squad's so average. Son and Kane, brilliant. Whack them out the squad. You got nothing. Nothing, honestly. They're like literally a Europa League team anyway, but they're not gonna. No. It was lovely. I liked hearing about it. I didn't watch it. I was in a uni tutorial, but it was when I looked at my phone straight after and I turned the TV on, the third goal went in, and I was like, oh my god. It was beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I hate Tottenham so much. I can't even explain it because they're not even they don't ever compete with us, really, do they? So I don't know the reason, but it's just so satisfying that every March, clockwork, collapse. Beautiful. Yeah.
Debate, isn't it? Charles, talk to us.
I'm going to be really controversial here.
Hmm?
I can't just blame Mourinho. If you look back at their track record, you can't and everyone's jumping to conclusion that Mourinho's the problem. No, it's not. It's not Mourinho's the problem. Daniel Levy's the problem. The man won't let the guy spend money. Now, if you want to blame someone, because here's a fact, Mourinho may be stuck in his ways, but if you get rid of Mourinho and bring in a new manager, you're going to have the same situation no matter what. Because if you're not allowed money to spend and actually get rid of you have Eric Dyer, man. Enough explanation needed. Yes, I think so. But, I mean, I'm not even surprised. Anyone that thought that Dinamo were not going to beat Tottenham is a joke, because they obviously were. Spurs bottle it every time. I don't know why we're surprised from it. But Daniel Levy does need to give Jose Mourinho money. Now, the question you have to look at it is, do you spend 35 million on a new centre-back? Or do you spend 35 million buying out Mourinho's clause? I'll tell you what I'd be doing, the centre-back. Because
and an attacking midfielder as well.
Yeah. But I'm just stating comparisons of one player to getting rid of a manager. Because you can get rid of managers all you want. You're still going to be stuck in this cycle until you buy new players. And if you can't buy new players, then you're going to be stuck in this situation where you're just going to be screwed.
They should have gave the money to Poch, though. I mean, that's the original sin, isn't it?
No.
Poch had some issues himself, though, with the
recruitment. But Poch got them to the Champions League final last year. Was it last year? No, the year before, whatever. I don't care. The man still did it on shits our ass. The man still did it on shit players are us.
But he would have had to have gotten a whole new squad to play Jose Mourinho ball. This is an attacking team that cannot sit back in a low block and play on the counter every single game. They need a new team. Period.
You don't need. The problem is that that Daniel Levy is going to lose his two best players at the end of the season, and I'm not even going to feel sorry for him. I'm actually going to pop a bottle of champagne and celebrate, because it's karma. Because maybe this will be his wake-up call. If you lose Son and Kane, the two people that have been carrying your team for how long? If you lose them, maybe it'll be a wake-up call.
But you know what it
Lambs,
is,
I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go, Lambs.
That's absolutely fine. Charles, you literally, I was just gonna ask all of you guys one last question before we sign off. But Charles, I'll start with you first, so because you've got to go. What would you define as success for your team at the end of the season? And also shout out your socials as well before we go.
Okay. Top four and FA Cup. I'm quite happy with that. I mean, more focused on I'd like Champions League next season, but I want FA Cup as well. I think we're capable of it too. And you can find me on Strong TV, on my YouTube channel. Check it out. Got the Wine and Football show tomorrow with Lambs. I'm on the Football Terrace right now, on the Kendall show, and I'm on GNA every week, and Indiana's show on Thursday. So right. I'll see you later, guys.
Amazing. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so that kind of brings us to the last question before we round off and shout out everyone else as well. So, guys, what would you define as a successful end to the season for your teams and your clubs? Rachel, I'm going to go to you first. Thoughts? What defines a successful end to the season for Manchester United, Ollie, and the board?
I think we're favourites for the Europa League now. and so it would be pretty successful for us to win it and make sure Arsenal don't get Champions League football. It'd be pretty successful in my opinion. But just a trophy would be nice for the players just to win something and take that step forward. Hopefully next season, if we have a good summer, which I'm not very hopeful for, but yeah, winning a trophy this season is something that we need. And I think it will just take people off Ollie's back as well, because as much as I have issues with Ollie, I think some of the abuse he gets is a bit ridiculous, to be honest with you. He's done a good job so far.
I mean, fair enough. Jess, I'll come to you next. What defines a successful season for Arsenal at the end of the season? Obviously, part of that, I'm guessing, is the Europa League, which Rachel, very, very keen to stop you guys.
Well, qualifying for Europe. And the only way we can do that at this point, in my opinion, is through the Europa League. So we need to win that. I don't think we necessarily need a trophy, but we definitely need to qualify for Europe. So it's been a horrific season by our standards, and we've had some bad seasons the last couple. I know, we're in a rebuild. I've spoken to some of you guys about that, and so I'm very clear about where we are. But 8th place, 10th place out of Europe is kind of unacceptable for Arsenal at this point. Financially and historically, it's just not good enough, even though I love Arteta and I want him to do well, but we need to qualify in some way, and we really kind of shot ourselves in the foot in the league. So we need to win, and it would be really nice to beat Manchester United, but I would beat anybody. Granada, give me Granada, Roma, whoever. I don't care. We need to win,
Oh, absolutely love it. Sophia, success for Chelsea.
I would love to be very hopeful and say, yeah, give us top 4, Champions League, FA Cup, everything. I still don't think we'll get Champions League, but definitely top 4 FA Cup is what I'm really, really hopeful for.
And finally, Beth.
Okay, I think top 4, and I think that we're pretty solid with that. I think, touch wood, at the moment, and I think at least one trophy. I'm going to say the FA Cup. I just don't want to jinx anything with the other possibility at the moment. We'll see how we are at the end of April, but I think things are looking really positive at the moment, and I'm just really enjoying football under Thomas Tuchel.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Well, ladies, that brings us nicely to the end of a wonderful show. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I know a few of you guys have to shoot off, so let's quickly go around, shout out where everybody can find you. Beth, let's start with you.
Lovely. You can find me on Twitter at KingKaiFC, and I'm on Instagram at _BethDXC as well. Obviously, I'm on here on Friday nights at 8 p.m. One is my favourite place to be. And sometimes I'm on the football terrace, which I will be on straight away after this show as well. Lovely.
Amazing, amazing. So make sure you guys switch over to there once you're done from here. Sophia, shout yourself out, my darling.
So you can find me on Instagram at _suburban dreams, and my Twitter is just Sophia CFC_.
Amazing, amazing. Sophia's details, I think, are also in the description box as well. And of course, not forgetting our amazing, amazing guests. Rachel, shout yourself out.
So you can find me on the First 11 and on Twitter at the Devil's Avocado.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a fantastic name, by the way. And last but not least, our resident Arsenal fan. Yes.
You guys can find me on Twitter at It's Jessinho, and on YouTube for the She Knows Arsenal show. That's my podcast. And yeah, we're on Spotify and Apple if you care about that. And sometimes I'm on the football terrace. Tonight I won't be on. No, I'll miss Kendall. But yeah, I won't be on tonight, but usually I'm on there. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, we do miss Kendall, bless her. She's amazing. Guys, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Another interesting show, a lot to discuss, a lot to look forward to. Could be European dreams for all of us here, potentially, or European nightmares and upsets. I guess we're going to have to see in a few weeks' time, but Once again, guys, like the stream, subscribe if you haven't, share, and we are out. See you all next week.
It's like it's playtime and it's free time. In the dance, they have to take a glance, but we stepping out the